Hey guys, this is Karthik from Apex Finserv, and I'm back with your daily dose of charts for tomorrow's trading session, the equities and the index outlook too. I hope you guys had a good, exciting green expiry trading session because I told you guys yesterday to watch out for moves on both the sides. I told you guys to go long above the previous level breakout, but what happened today was we had a gap up opening, and if you are using a balanced time frame like regular days, like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, something like that, the expiry would have been pretty much indecisive for you. You would not have been convinced enough to take a trade in either direction, unless and until of course you are a very aggressive trader, in which case it would have been a good day for you. Luckily today I was using the 3 minutes time frame after quite some time, and I happened to catch a good 90 to 110 points overall on bank nifty on the upside in the before the sudden sell off in the afternoon session. All things considered, it was a good trading session for me with rather the equity trades, my personal equity trades being the highlight for today's trading session rather than the index, which is pretty unusual for an expiry, but still it is what it is on the green side, and I hope the same goes for you too. So without wasting much time, let's move on to the new trades for tomorrow's trading session. We have 5 scripts, some of them are changed, and one is carried on, that is DLF. So what we have on DLF for tomorrow is we are going to go for a long position at the nearest available quality demand zone, which is at 155, stop loss being at 153, and ideal targets as usual 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next, RBL Bank. Now if you have been in touch with the channel, I believe before we started the video, you would have noticed that RBL Bank used to be on our watch list quite a lot of times, and we are bringing it back in basically. So what we have on RBL Bank is a short position at the pullback, because as you can see it had a high low structure formation here, but it broke the trend line, the upward sloping trend line, and it has now started forming a small lower high microstructure. So what we are going to have here as per the trade plan is a short position at the nearest supply zone, which also happens to be a previous swing point at 177.5, stop loss being at 180, and ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the next one that we have is Jindal Steel. Now Jindal Steel, we are going to go for a long position because as you can see it has claimed the support level multiple times. The nearest support level is 187, 188, which has been claimed multiple times in the past as well. The next support leg that we have rests at 190. That is where we have planned an entry point for tomorrow. We are going to go for a quick aggressive long trade at 190, stop loss at 187, and ideal targets as usual 1% on the upside. Next we have is Voltas. Now Voltas is seldom featured on the watch list, but there is a quality trade here, so why not. We have planned a long position here at the nearest we had a support level turned resistance, but again now should be turned into support once again, because as you can see even after the gap up opening it filled the gap but did not break this level that we have. So it's now going to be a long at 678. As you can see, previous resistance turned support now. Long at 678, stop loss at 670, and ideal targets 1% as usual. The final one is a pretty volatile stock by any measure, that is Bajaj Finserv. Mind you, this is not Bajaj Finance, rather Bajaj Financial Services. So what we have here is a short position because we have a strong withstanding supply zone at 6050. That is exactly where we are going to plan a short position. We are going to be entering shorts at 6050, stop loss at 6100, ideal targets 1% on the downside. The RR is pretty decent on this one. Let's see. Now moving on to my you guys know my favorite part of these discussions that we have is the indices. Now on indices, it is a fresh expiry, considering it is the last trading session of the week. It is a Friday tomorrow, so the option chain is not going to be having a lot of weightage, but still we do have our 4 important levels, 2 supports and 2 resistances. And when we talk about the charts on bank nifty, as I showed you guys yesterday, you have a lot of supply zones on the up move that it has to cross, but on nifty it's a bit tricky. But still today we have some sort of relief from that very statement. We have 2 strong levels on nifty, basically one at 11,750 and the next at 11,900. Depending on whichever direction it breaks that level in, it's going to see a swift 150 to 175 points move in that very direction. Now that happens to be pretty convenient for me because I can plan my trade very easily. It does not require a lot of effort because the levels that I have are more or less equidistant from the current market price. It's either 70 points up to 11,900 or 70 points down to 11,750. So either way, I can go for a breakout trade. It requires a bit of patience, but the RR is pretty nice. So I would prefer to trade those, in that manner on Nifty. But still, going by the option chain for aggressive traders for tomorrow, we have immediate resistance at 11,900 with 810,000 average contracts. Significant at 12,000 with 813,000 added contracts. On the support side, we have immediate at 11,800 with 861,000 added contracts, and significant at 11,700 with 734,000 added contracts. So we don't really have a lot of confluence apart from the zone at 11,900, where if you are an aggressive trader for strictly intraday trades, then you can maybe take multiple short positions for let's say 35, 45, 50 points on the maximum on multiple corrective swing legs. But that's all that I have on Nifty for tomorrow. Not a lot, but still these two levels breakouts, as I said, that's what I would personally be waiting for. The PCR is 0.94, more or less. I believe it is the same as what we had yesterday. So the option buyers are still bearish on their outlook on the index. Moving on to the next one that we have is BNF, Bank Nifty. Now Bank Nifty, we have a lot of zones, but right now for your immediate trades or your immediate planned trades, I would suggest to go for a breakout of these levels 23,050 and 23,275 or something like that, 275 to 80, or you can take the median point if you want to, or you can go for 23,325 on the upside if you want to go with a proper confirmation if you're a conservative trader. But this 200 point range on BNF is going to be the decisive point. Personally, just like Nifty, I would prefer to go for breakout or breakdown trades on this one, to either long above the zone or short under these zones, because as of now, as you can see, it has a very strong uptrend. It has a very convincing and very strong high low formation. Even the wedge, slightly wedge patternish that we had yesterday is now invalidated, and we have a proper upward channel. So it's not really convincing in either case to go aggressively long or aggressively short, because the trend is strong enough for me to not go aggressively short, but the trend has been continuing long enough for me to not go aggressively long anymore. So let's see what we have for tomorrow from the option chain. What we get is immediate resistance at 23,200 with 80,000 added contracts. Significant at 23,500 with 211,000 added contracts. On the support side, we have immediate at 23,000 with 221,000 added contracts, and significant at 22,500 with about 190,000 added contracts. So these two zones are more or less matching up with the levels that we have on the option chain as well. Support at 23,000 and resistance at 23,200. We get at 23,300, 100 points up down, but still you get the idea of it. When we talk about the PCR for Bank Nifty, it comes out to be at 0.89, which is still in the bearish territory, but not as much as Nifty. And also one thing I'd like to point out, that जो gap up था, more or less it's almost entirely filled, and it seems to have taken support from the zone that we have at 23,000. So tomorrow can be an interesting day to trade Bank Nifty in particular. Let's see how it goes. No strong bias as of now. I am pretty flexible with respect to the trades on both the indices. My bias is going to be formed for tomorrow in the first 1 hour of the trading session. These are all the charts that I had to discuss with you guys for today. As usual, if you want any of the material that we discussed, you can always check out the Telegram channel at @ApexFinServe. And if you like the videos that we are posting, and if you missed us while we were gone, show us your love in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and press that bell notification icon too. I hope you guys have a green end to the week. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. Bye.